guys, we are back with another song by Eminem. And which one are we doing today?
Today we're up to Love Game featuring Kendrick Lamar.
So, all I can think of when you say that is Lady Gaga.
She has a song called Love Game?
I don't even know if that's the name, but she goes let's play a love game, play a love
Yeah,
game.
that's funny. So it is sampling a song. I think you probably know the original. It's like the game of love, 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 la 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 la.
No.
So that's an old school song. I have the lyrics on my phone. I'm sure it says who the original is. Game of Love by Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders.
I don't think I know that.
I think you know the original when you hear it.
Okay.
But as far as this version,
Like the actual song.
yeah,
I
the
don't know.
original. So this
Yeah.
one, Kendrick and Eminem, you're not sure. You don't think you
I
know it.
don't think so. From what you're saying, no.
Yeah. So we'll check it out. We'll break it down. So yesterday we did very chaotic song so far with the sample.
Oh, yeah. It was good, though.
It was very good. So this I would put in the same vein. It's awesome sampling and it's very hectic.
I have a migraine.
Yes. So that should be fun.
Okay.
And yes,
Sounds good.
this is track 14 off the Marshall Mathers LP2.
Okay.
Going in order.
And this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a website where you can purchase tickets for all different types of events, like a concert, like maybe an Eminem concert if he ever goes on tour again, or like Kendrick Lamar, like you just said, sporting events, literally anything, comedians, anything at all. They have a ticket for it. You should go on the website, see what's going on, get your tickets for whatever fancies you, and you will get $20 off your first purchase using our promo code with Smith that I'm going to put right here. And there's a link in the description as well to get right to SeatGeek.com. We actually used it. We got tickets for Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle. We saw them at Madison Square Garden. The experience was seamless. We got our tickets emailed right to us, used them from the phone. We didn't even have to print anything out. And it was great.
Yeah, and that was long before they sponsored us.
Yeah, it was. We used them prior to that. And also you can use that same promo code for Chomps, which is literally the best beef jerky ever. I've literally just been eating this and I think it's helping my migraine. I'm not a doctor, but I think it's helping. I don't know. Maybe I'm hungry.
Could be.
But it's grass-fed beef. They have other types of meat. They have turkey jerky.
Venison.
I like saying that. Turkey jerky.
Yeah.
And venison. The venison one is so good. I think that's my favorite one. It's salt and pepper venison. This is their original flavor, which is amazing. It's kind of reminiscent of the old school beef jerky you would get from 7-Eleven, but it's so much more moist, so much healthier, and so much better for you with all ingredients that you can actually pronounce. I've read the ingredients before. I won't bore you with that, but it's absolutely just all natural, normal ingredients. And they're literally delicious. And if you use our promo code, you will get 10% off all orders. And for subscriptions, you'll get 10% off as well. And the link is in the description for that as well. Check out our Amazon storefront. Both James and I have a bunch of products in there that are great, that a lot of them should have little discounts on them. And that is enough for me. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Follow us on social media if you want to. That's our handle for everything. And like and subscribe. Tell us how you feel. Comment also. Just don't be mean. Some of you guys are mean. I don't like it.
All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Love Game.
Something's burning, I can't figure out what. It's either lust or a cloud of dust. Judgment is clouded, must just be the powder from the power of love. But I'm in something I don't know how to get out of. Left my girl in the house alone. My soon to be spouse is and the further I walk, the louder. Pause for a minute to make certain that's what I heard. Cause after all, this is her place, so I give her the benefit of the doubt. I think I might be about to buster. The thought scary, yo, though when it hurts. Brace, hope it ain't, here we go, yo. Cause my head already goes the worst case scenario, though in the first place. But you confirm my low end theory, though. Should've known when I made it all the way to third base. And that was only the first day. Could've made it to home plate, but you slid straight for the dome and go face first. No, you don't understand. I don't do this for anyone ever. Yeah, that ain't what they all say. I'll say you can suck a softball through a straw. Used to be my fiance, so you sucked on Wayne, Andre, and Kanye, LeBron, Akon, J, Little John, Raekwon, Mace, Polo, to Dondre, Dante, Ross, James, Conway, Kwame. Guess I'm getting my good goddamn jigger on, eh? Cause your name I'm Beyonce. But fuck it, I'm moving on, you women are all crack. But I'll probably always keep on playing the game of love, love, la 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 la.
I have no idea what this is. I have a migraine, and that's just crazy.
You won't recognize the sample though, the original?
No,
Really?
I don't know any of this.
No, I'm talking about like the sample of the
No,
original song.
none, nothing at all.
Yeah, the Game of Love. It's like a very popular old school song.
Mm.
Okay, so it starts right off the bat. No intro, no nothing. Just Eminem goes right into his verse as soon as the song starts. He says, "Something's burning. I can't figure out what. It's either lust or a cloud of dust. Judgment is clouded. Must just be the powder from the power of love." So he's
Powder,
yeah, he's
like
saying
cocaine.
yeah. So it's interesting. He does the it's either lust or a cloud of dust. So when I hear that, I'm thinking like drugs, like I'm thinking like angel dust. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And then he go either way, whatever dust he's referring to. So it's either lust or it's not. You know what I mean? And then he says, just must be the powder from the power of love. So he's equating it to either way. He's equating love to drugs. Do you know what I mean? Like
or is
getting
it
high.
like that stuff like in those old movies and like old cartoons where you like blow it in their face and then like it makes them like fall in love,
Could be
like kind of like
like a love potion, but
love if it were chloroform.
could be. Yeah. So either way, he's doing the parallels between drugs and love. Love is a
Yeah.
drug, right? And then he says, "But I'm in something I don't know how to get out of. Left my girl in the house alone. Is that my soon to be spouse's moan? And the further I walked, it says allowed her. I don't think that's the line. I think it's louder, I think. It says, the further I walked, the louder. So the moan got louder the further he walked. The louder. I paused for a minute to make something. Okay, these lyrics are fucked up. I'm going to my phone. He says, pause for a minute to make certain that's what I heard, because after all, this is her place. So I give her the benefit of the doubt. I think I might be about to bust her buster, so he does this cool scheme. So he does bust her, you know what I mean? But he says it like busta busta. So I'm going to read through a little bit more and then I'm going to come back and explain this little scheme he does here. Think I might be about to bust a buster. The thought is so scary, yo, that it hurts. Brace. Hope it ain't. There we go, yo. 'Cause my head already goes the worst case. Scenario, though, in the first place. Ah, fuck. But you confirmed my low end theory, though. Okay, so the in the song he left his fiance. He left, he comes back, and he hears her moaning. So he's like,
Mm.
"Oh fuck!" And then
Like
he's
he
like,
thinks she's with some other guy.
"Yes." And he's so we that's where we pick up the scheme where he says, "Think I might be about to bust a buster." So right, he's about to bust her, catch her in the act.
Uh-huh.
But what he does, so the buster, the way he says it, it's like Buster Rhymes, right?
Yeah.
And then he continues with that scheme where he goes, the thought is scary, yo, that it hurts. Right. So the way he's rhyming, and then literally where he says the worst case scenario, right? There's a song called Scenario by the group that Busta Rhymes used to be in called Leaders of the New School, which we discussed,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so the song is Scenario. I don't know if you know, it's like, hey, yo, check out, here's the scenario. Hey, yo. So it's an old school rap song. But then, so he finishes that little scheme. He says, in the first place, but you confirmed my low end theory, though. So Low End Theory was the name of the album by Tribe Called Quest, which had the song Scenario on it featuring Leaders of the New School. So
Okay.
he's doing this whole scheme with that
Of like
album.
Busta Rhymes.
Yes, and the group and the album it was on. And then in the story, he was suspicious and he caught her cheating. So
Okay.
all that to say that. A lot of little tie-ins there. So then he says, should have known when I made it all the way to third base, and that was only the first date. Could have made it to home plate, but you slid straight for the dome and dove face first, first face. So he's saying, "Oh, I should have known when I got to third base with you on the third date. I could have gone all the way, but you just started giving me head, right?"
Yeah.
And then he does this thing where he's mimicking her, giving him head, and after
Yeah.
every word, he's doing like a slurping sound, like she's sucking his dick. And then he says, "No, you don't understand. I don't do this for anyone ever." So he's making fun of her. And then he says, "Yeah, that ain't what they all say. I'll say you can suck a softball through a straw. Used to be so obviously, if you could suck a softball through a straw, it's pretty crazy."
Yeah.
And then he says, "Used to be my fiance. Till you sucked on Wayne, Andre, and Kanye, LeBron, Akon, Jay, Lil Jon, Raekwon, Mace, Polo the Don, Drake, Dante Ross, James Conway, and Kwame."
It's a lot.
A lot of people, so it's funny. So most of them are Lil Wayne, rapper.
Yeah.
Andre, I'm assuming he's referring to Dr. Dre. Could be Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Kanye West, obviously, LeBron James, Akon, Jay, I'm assuming Jay-Z. Lil Jon, Raekwon, Mace, Polo the Don, Drake. Dante Ross is a music producer.
Okay.
James Conway is an actor. He's in The Godfather.
That's a random
Yes.
one to
And then,
throw in there.
yeah. So then Kwame, so he says Kwame, like with an exclamation point and a question mark.
Uh-huh.
So there is a rapper called Kwame, but most people think he's referring to the former mayor of Detroit, where he's from, Kwame Kilpatrick.
It's so
He
random.
got arrested on like RICO charges, and he's like in prison because
Maybe
he
it
was
is
like,
him because then he went into like an actor, which is like random.
yeah. Yeah, he's like Kwame, like surprised by that one, but
Uh-huh.
not by James Conway, which I thought was funny. So then he says, guess I'm getting my goddamn jigger on, 'cause your name I'm beyond saying."
Like Beyonce.
Yeah, so it literally sounds like Beyonce. But then even the first line, "Get my goddamn jigger on," he had Big Pimpin'.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? But really, I'm Beyonce, and that's why he does it there. And he says, "But fuck it, I'm moving on. You women are all cray, but I'll probably always keep on playing the game of." And then it goes into the sample, which is love, 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 la, 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 la. All right. That was actually the easiest part of the song, to be honest.
God, my head is gonna die.
She doesn't love me. No, she don't love me no more. She hates my company. Yes, she don't love me no more. I tried to get her up out of my head, left my bags at the door. She screamed she loved me like she never did before, and I told her,
Go where you wanna go, do what you wanna do. I don't care.
and I told her,
Go where you wanna go, do what you wanna do. I don't care.
I told that
I'm a
bitch.
sucker for love, you a sucker for dick. Sucking dick in your mama tub. Then your granny walked in, told the stupid nigga to duck under the water. He drowned like an abortion. They booked you for manslaughter. You beat the case and I caught you.
Sharon is not available. Now leave a message at the tone. And Kendrick, don't forget to buy 2 pair of those expensive heels. You little fucking Ferris wheel. Fucking spinning on me. Fuck you think we gon' get married still? Fucking Mary had a little lamb. This ain't a fairy tale. Fairy godmama better tell you how I fucking feel. Like you should fucking beat it or fucking eat it while I'm on my period. Now have a blessed day.
Bitch, you serious? I'm in the mirror with this look on my face, curious. Why you ain't fucking with me? You cut me deep as a Syrian. You know I want you bad as a Benjamin. I'm delirious. I want you bad as the head shattered on George Zimmerman. After the Dillinger hit him diligently and killing him. His mouthpiece for a Cadillac emblem.
That's analogy and metaphor for you. I should win a metaphor all the ways I adore you. This is me talking cordial. Yeah, I got some home training. That ain't what you like, ain't it? What about if I was famous as Marshall? What you get fellatio in the carpool? Cops pull us over. They just wanna know if you gargle singing. I hope she's good enough. Meanwhile, you're chasing her.
Chlamydia couldn't even get rid of her. Pity the fool in me. I'ma live with the game of
Oh God.
So I'm not positive. This may be the first song Eminem and Kendrick did together. I think it is.
What year was this again?
2013, this album came out.
I feel like my perception of time is so shitty. Like if you ask me when Kendrick Lamar like first, like started
Rapping.
rapping
Being
and stuff
famous.
or like became famous, yeah, I would be like, oh, like maybe like a couple of years ago. Like
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
So I believe this was their first song together. So Kendrick signed to after Dr. Dre signed him, which is Eminem signed to, so they're on like the same label, like Interscope. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, the story was that Eminem asked Kendrick if he wanted to get on a song. He said yes, so Kendrick came to the studio, and Eminem isolated Kendrick in the room, wouldn't let any of his boys in, and supposedly it was a test to make sure that Kendrick really writes his own shit. That's the story. I believe Kendrick relayed that story. That he's
So
like,
Eminem just doesn't want to work with anyone who doesn't write their own
I
stuff,
guess. I mean,
except for like singers,
he
I
definitely
guess.
has. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Rihanna didn't write
But I guess as like
Wait
a rapper,
Why.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of,
No, that's why I'm saying besides singers.
yeah. So that's supposedly the story, which is interesting. And then, whatever, Eminem was impressed with what he did. So the chorus is Kendrick singing. He says, "She doesn't love me. No, she don't love me no more. She hates my company. Yes, she don't love me no more. I tried to get her up out of my head as my bags hit the door. She screams she loves me like she never did before." And then I actually, honestly, I don't like this part. I don't like this sample. It sounds like a baby, like a
Yeah, it
child.
sounds like a little
I
girl,
don't like it.
which is creepy.
Yeah, and it says, and I told her, go where you want and go do what you want to do. I don't care. And then it repeats that twice. I feel like that takes so much away from the song. I mean, I
I don't
know.
even get the point of it because it goes, and I told her. So is it the girl talking? Is it the guy talking?
So yeah, it's
Is it
him.
their child talking?
It's him talking to her, I think. I don't know. I'm not
It
crazy.
sounds like a girl,
I'm not,
like a girl baby.
yeah, I'm not crazy about that part of the song.
No, it's a little weird.
Yeah. Either way. So second verse is Kendrick, and he says, I told that bitch I'm a sucker for love. You're a sucker for dick. Sucking dick in your mama's tub till your granny walked in.
Oh God.
Told the stupid dude to duck under the water. He drowned. Like an abortion. They booked you for manslaughter. You beat the case and I called you. So he's creating this crazy story where she accidentally killed this guy, trying to hide, the shit
Oh
in the
my
bathtub from her
God.
grandmother. And so this
At
whole,
that point, like, just let her see. She
yeah,
won't remember.
no.
She's old.
So this whole thing, so he says, you beat the case and I called you. And now everything we're about to read
Is a
is,
message.
yes. She says, Shireen is not available. Now leave a message at the tone. And Kendrick, don't forget to buy 2 pair of those expensive heels, you little fucking Ferris wheel. Fucking spinning on me. So he says spending, but it sounds like spinning. So that would go with the Ferris wheel. Fucking
Yeah.
spinning on me. Fuck you think we gonna get married still? Fucking Mary had a little lamb. This ain't no fairy tale. Fairy godmama better tell you how I fucking feel. Like you should fucking beat it or fucking eat it while I'm on my period. Now have a blessed day.
Duh.
So she says all that crazy shit and then ends it with now have a blessed day, which is pretty wild. It's very funny. But yeah, all that's self-explanatory. She's fucking dissing him, playing him, all that shit. And then he says, Bitch, you serious? I'm in the mirror with this look on my face, curious. Why you ain't fucking with me? You cut me up. I don't know if he says you cut me up. He says, You cut me deep as cesarean. You know I want you bad as Benjamin. I'm delirious. I want you bad as the head shattered on George Zimmerman. So, you remember George Zimmerman?
Yeah, it
Trayvon
was,
Martin?
yeah.
Yeah. So he's referring to him. Then he says, after the Dillinger hit him diligently and killing him, his mouthpiece for a Cadillac emblem. So like knocking his teeth out. You know how like the emblem has those little like it's like patchwork.
It's pretty.
So yeah, he's saying he wants his mouth looking like that with all the shit knocked out. All right. And then he says, That's an analogy and metaphor for you. I should win a medal for all the ways I adore you. This is me talking poetry. Yeah, I got some home training. That ain't what you like, ain't it? What about if I was famous as Marshall? Would you give fellatio in the carpool? Which is so funny, the carpool. Then he says, Cops pull us over. They just want to know if you gargle, singing, I hope she's good enough. Meanwhile, you're chasing her. Chlamydia couldn't even get rid of her. Pity the fool that pity the fool in me. I'm going to live with the game of love. So wait, he says, pity the fool and pity the fool in me. Okay, yeah, so it is right. I'm going to live with her. And then it goes into the game of love.
Interesting.
All right. Now we will play the rest of the
Kind
song
of
out.
gross.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a wild fucking song from both of them.
Yeah, and they keep just getting gross.
Yeah,
Being
the
gross.
last one's not gross. It's just very crazy. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
She doesn't love me. No, she don't love me no more. She hates my company. Yeah, she don't love me no more. I tried to get her up out of my head. Left my bags at the door. She screamed she loved me like she never did before. And I told her,
Go where you wanna go, do what you wanna do. I don't care.
and I told her,
Go where you wanna go, do what you wanna do. I don't care.
So needless to say, I'm feeling betrayed. Snatched my house key off a keychain. She jumps off eBay from the wire stick. Now she's chasing me with a cheese grater. Here goes that broken record cliche. It's all my fault anyway. She's turning the tables. I'm a beat break. She treats my face like Serato. She cuts and scratches like a DJ. Each day is an instant replay. They say what we display symptomatic of addict behavior. Back together, but forgot today was her B-day. She cut me off on the freeway. Simple misunderstanding. But just as I went to slam on the brakes, that's when I realized that she may be crazy as me. Wait, bitch, cut my fucking brake line. Stepped on them fuckers 8 times. Still going 73. Thank God there's an exit coming up. But the mother FUCK's wrong. Would've hit the off ramps. I coasted to a gosh damn hard. Hit a fucking tree. Now here she comes at full speed. She's racing at me. Okay, you wanna fuck with me, eh? Snatched the bitch out of car through the window. She's screaming. I body slam her on the cement until the concrete gave and created a sinkhole. Buried this sinkhole in it. Then paid to have the street repaved. The fuck? Woke up in a dream state in a cold sweat like I got hit with a freeze ray during a heat wave. Yes, I eventually caved though, cause she's laying next to me in bed, directly aiming again at my head. Woke up again and jumped up like fuck it, I've had it. I'm checking into rehab. I confess I'm a static addict. I guess that's why I'm so clingy. Every girl I've ever had either says I got too much baggage or I'm too fucking dramatic. Man, what the fuck is the matter? I'm just a fucking romantic. I fucking love you, you fucking bitch. Combative, possessive. In fact, last time I was mad at an ex, I actually set off the chain reaction of tragic events. I said hit the road, and after she left, I sent that bitch a text. I said be careful driving, don't read this and have an accident. She glanced to look at it and ran. Too bad, thought we had a connect. No sense dwelling makes never been a more compelling case than the model covered in Lori yelling Mace, who fell from grace. 11 stories for storytelling while the whore was yelling raise. The vocal cords were swelling and her voice was more hoarse than Tory spelling space. Still they swarm the gates of my fancy estates to greet Norman Bates with a warm embrace. Unless you're Andrea Yates, don't ask me for a date, though you're late. Well, the sentiment's great, but wait, think there's been a mistake. You wanted an intimate date, I want to intimidate. I have infinite hate and my blood is mainly cause of the game of. Wait, dinner at 8. I have infinite hate and my blood is mainly cause of the game of.
Oh fuck, we're gonna have to mute this. All right. That was fucking wild, that third verse, right?
White claw.
Yeah, I know. They just got a free
Random.
ad on
An
a video.
additional ad.
Okay.
Mm.
So I do want to point out there's one line that's off in the chorus here. He's when Kendrick says, "I tried to get her up out of my head," he says, "Left my bags at the door."
Okay.
Yeah. So this is playing. All right. So we get to verse 3. These lyrics are actually all fucked up too, so I'm gonna have to read from my
Yeah, just
phone
read 'em
again.
from your phone.
So Eminem starts third verse. He says, "So needless to say, I'm feeling betrayed. Snatch my house key off her keychain. She jumps off Weebay from the wire's dick. Now she's chasing me with a cheese grater." So now she hooked up with all those other guys and she's on Weebay's dick.
Who's Weebay again?
I'm trying to remember. I remember the name. Oh, you know what? I am on Lyric Gene. Oh, him. Remember him?
No.
Yeah, I mean, we saw The Wire so many years
I
ago.
know.
So then he says, now she's chasing me with a cheese grater. So it is interesting. So I do believe she's physically chasing him with a cheese grater, like to hurt him. But you could look at it as like a gold digger after his cheese, his money. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
grater.
yeah.
And then he says, here goes that broken record cliche. It's all my fault anyway. She's turning the tables. I'm a beat break. She treats my face like Serato. She cuts and scratches it like a DJ. Each day is an instant replay. So he does this cool little DJing scheme.
Yeah.
So he does that broken record cliche, it's all my fault. And then turning the tables, DJ, is I'm a beat break, which is like a DJing.
DJ
Yeah.
Stu.
And then he said, treat my face like Serato. So Serato's like it's the DJing. I think it's actually like a software or something, but it's, where they have their music stored, the DJs. So he said, treats my face like Serato. She cuts and scratches like a DJ. So that was all,
DJs.
yeah, it was actually really cool. Each day is an instant replay. So that kind of also ties in with the DJ thing, they spin it
Yeah.
back. But
Replay.
but then obviously it's like, oh, it's like Groundhog's Day. Every day it's the same shit, this toxic
It doesn't
relationship.
stop.
Yes. Then he says, they say what we display is symptomatic of addict behavior. Back together, but forgot today was her B day. She cut me off on the freeway. Simple misunderstanding. But just as I went to slam on the brakes, that's when I realized she may be as crazy as me. Wait, bitch cut my fucking brake line. Stepped on the fucker 8 times.
God.
So he forgot her birthday. She did all this crazy shit. So she cut him off, but also cut his brakes. So he, you know what I mean? So it
Yeah,
wasn't enough to cut the brakes. She had to make sure she cut him off too.
that's crazy.
And he says, still going 73. Thank God there's an exit coming up. What the mother FUCK is wrong with her? Hit the off ramp till I coasted to a gosh damn halt. Hit a fucking tree. Now here she comes at full speed. She's racing at me. Okay, you want to fuck with me, eh? So, I mean, this is all a very self explanatory story. It's this wild shit.
It's
Then he
crazy.
says, snatch that bitch out her car through the window. She's screaming, I body slam her on the cement,
Mhm.
um, until the concrete gave and created a sinkhole, buried the stink hoe in it, then paid to have the street repaved. And then you hear an ad lib of the fuck, and he says, woke up in a dream state, in a cold sweat, like I got hit with a freeze ray during a heat wave. Guess I eventually caved though, because she's lying next to me in bed, directly aiming a gat at my head. So it sounds like that first part was a dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then like you're still having problems with her.
But yeah, so he wakes up, she's got a gun on him.
Hmm.
Then he says, woke up again and jumped up. So it's like Inception, like a dream within a dream. He says, woke up again and jumped up like, fuck it, I've had it. I'm checking into rehab. I confess, I'm a static addict. I guess that's why I'm so clingy.
It's
So,
good, like static electricity.
yes, exactly.
Cling.
And then he says, every girl I've ever had either says I got too much baggage or I'm too fucking dramatic. Interesting. And then he says, man, what the fuck is the matter? I'm just a fucking romantic. I fucking love you, you fucking bitch. Combative, possessive. In fact, the last time I was mad at an ex, I actually set off a chain reaction of tragic events. I said, hit the road. Then after she left, I sent that bitch a text that said, be careful driving. Don't read this and have an accident. So he's recounting this crazy fucking story. So obviously he sends the text and he says, she glanced to look at it and wrecked. Too bad, though. Too bad. Thought we had to connect. No sense dwelling makes. Never been a more compelling case than the model covered in L'Oreal and Mace, who fell from grace 11 stories for storytelling while the whore was yelling rape. So this is referencing a movie that I don't know. Do you know this? Do you get this reference?
No.
So I'm gonna pull up the um the annotation on this. So I didn't know anything about this. It says a reference to Selma Blair's character in the movie Storytelling named Vi. Vi tells her fictional story with her black professor to a class of students. No one believes her when she says it's true. Instead, they accuse her of being racist. So apparently, the falling from grace and then falling from a 12-story, blah, blah, blah. I'm guessing all that happens in the movie. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Yeah.
he's equating it to that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I never saw that movie, so I
Me
don't know.
neither.
I could be wrong, but that's what Genius says. While the whore was yelling rape till her vocal cords were swelling and her voice were more hoarser than Tori Spelling's face. So that's funny. She
Saying
looks,
she looks like a whore.
yes. Then he says, still they swarm the gates of my fancy estates. So meaning he's wild, but all the girls and shit, they still want him. You know what I mean? Even though he did this, he's equating what happened with the fall from grace, literally the girl off the building, right?
Yeah.
And then he says, still they swarm the gates of my fancy estates to greet Norman Bates with a warm embrace, calling himself Norman Bates. Then he says, unless you're Andrea Yates, don't ask me for a date, though. Don't be late. Well, the sentiment's great. So that's so funny. He's like, I'm Norman Bates, and you got to be Andrea Yates, who she's the famously killed all her children. So he wants another psychopath.
That rhymes.
Yes. and then he says, uh, "Don't be late. Well, the sentiment's great, but wait, think there's been a mistake. You wanted an intimate date. I want an intimate date." Yo, this might be one of my favorite.
That's a really good
This
line.
might be one of my favorite homophone like songs and bars in any song ever. It literally sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
So yes, you wanted to go out on a date and be intimate, and I just want to intimidate you. And then he says, "I have infinite hate in my blood. It's mainly because of the game of," and then you hear a cell phone message beep, right? So he stops in the middle. He says, "I have infinite hate in my blood. It's mainly because of the game of," and then you hear the beep, and then he says, "Wait, dinner at 8?" So she actually texted him. So he's about to shit on her, and then he gets this text from her, and he's like, "Oh, oh, dinner at 8." And then he repeats the line again. He says, "I have infinite hate in my blood. It's mainly because of the game of," and then it goes back to the sample. Love, 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 love. All right, that is it.
So
So
it's definitely chaotic. As I've said, this is like probably my third time saying it in the video, but I have a migraine. I don't even know how I just did that. But it's good. I mean, there's a lot of good one-liners, the intimidate and the intimidated,
intimate date.
yeah, that was good. Those are good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So whenever I hear the word uh intimidate or even intimate, I like that goes in that line comes to my head. I was like, you
It's
want
so
to
funny.
intimidate? I want to intimidate. It's so sick. Yeah, so this is I like this song. It's not my favorite song on the album.
It's a little too chaotic
It
at
is.
times.
Yeah, I like the sample. Like I said, I'm not crazy about that little last part of the chorus with that
Yeah,
voice. I don't
it's a
know.
little weird.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. I mean, he's very good. He's great. Um, but I thought, they both did well in this song.
Yeah, it's good.
It was cool. It's wild, crazy storytelling. Kendrick's was fucking wild too. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
was good. But yeah, it's cool. I like it.
yeah, it's good. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out Chomps and SeatGeek. Use our promo code with Smith for the discounts. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you. Bye.
Bye.